So let's first take a look at some definitions. Like terms are terms with exactly the same variable factors in a variable expression. So some examples of like terms: 3x, -1/2x, and 6x. Those are all like terms because they all have the same variable x. Another example would be 2t squared, t squared, and -4t squared. These are also like terms because they both have t squared for their variable. Non-examples would be 3x and 2x squared. These are both not like terms. One is a variable of x, the other one is a 2x squared. Another non-example would be 5y and 5x times y. These two are also not like terms because we have a y for variable, and then this one has an x and a y for a variable. Combining like terms is when we are adding and subtracting terms with the same variable factors. Standard form is the degree of the terms decreases from left to right. So an example of standard form would be 4x squared minus 2x plus 6. This is standard form because our variables' degrees are going down each time. So we have a squared, a first power, and no power. A non-example would be if we had 2x plus 4x squared minus 6. This is not in decreasing order because we have a degree of 1 and then a degree of 2. Distribution is when we multiply a term with the grouping factors. So an example would be if we had 5 times x plus 6. Distributing means we're distributing that 5, we're multiplying it to our grouping. So 5 times x is 5x, 5 times 6 is 30. Let's look at another example. Let's say we have -2x times by 3x plus 4. Distributing, we take the -2x and we're distributing it to our grouping. So -2x times 3x is -6x squared, and x times x makes our power of 2. -2x times 4 is -8x. For each of our given terms, write another term that would be considered a like term. So for instance, if we have 5x squared, I could say 1/2x squared. That would be a like term. -15, 1 would be a like term because there's no variable. 6x, 3x would be a like term. Alright, so now let's simplify each expression. So let's first find our like terms. So I'm going to look and say, okay, well I have a 5x and a positive 8x. So when I combine a 5x and that 8x, I end up with 13x. Then when I take a look, I have a positive 3, -9, and a positive 1. So if we do 3 minus 9 plus 1, we end up with a -5. And this is in standard form. Let's look at our next example. we have a 3x squared and a negative 5x squared. We don't have any other terms that are x squared. So 3x squared minus 5x squared is a negative 2x squared. Then we have a positive 4x and a positive 6x. So those combine to be 10x. And then we have our lonely plus 12. And this is in standard form. We have our degrees decreasing. So 2, 1, 0. Alright, next ones. Here we have distribution. So first we need to distribute our 5. So we have 4x plus 5 times x is 5x. 5 times 7 is 35. Then our minus 2. So now we can combine like terms. We have a 4x and a positive 5x. So 4x plus 5x is 9x. And then we end up with positive 35 and a negative 2. So 35 minus 2 is positive 33. And this is also in standard form. Alright, let's take a look at this last one. We have two distributions we have to do. The 2 and the negative 4. So 2 times 3x is 6x. 2 times 5 is 10. Negative 4 times x is a negative 4x. Negative 4 times a negative 1 is a positive 4. So that we've distributed, we can combine like terms. 6x and a negative 4x, those combine to be a 2x. And then we have a positive 10 and a positive 4. Those combine to be positive 14, and this is in standard form. This last problem I want you to try on your own, and after you've tried it on your own, you can come and check in with me.